So our game for today is Halo 3, actually. Now, obviously, this isn't an indie game, which has been the theme up to this point, but my saving throw on that is that I said this would also be free games, and that is where this one comes in. This was free through the Xbox Live Gold promotion thing a couple of weeks ago. Chicho and I both had it before that, but that was kind of an excuse to talk about it here.
Halo 3, obviously, Bungie, Microsoft, going back before 343.
Yeah, Reach was the last one they did. And I can't remember if they did the RTS or not. But yeah, they did 3, ODST, and then Reach. Those were the 360 ones. So how much did you actually play, like, Halo 3 online and multiplayer and stuff?
Crap load of it. Because Woody already knows this, but I'll go ahead and share for those of you listening. I got a 360 probably about 3 years into its lifespan, and I was a very
You bought it from me, as I recall.
yeah, okay, let's go there. Yeah, I bought it from Woody. I loved Halo 2, and I know we're not talking about that right now, but I need to go there first because Halo 2 was the Halo I was actually introduced to. That was the first of the Halo series that I actually delved into, and to answer the question though, Halo 3 I played. Not as much as you guys in our circle of friends, but I definitely played enough to run with the big boys as far as like competing, not competitively.
Yeah,
with
in our group
teams,
of people.
but like our success rate was, it wasn't embarrassing.
I didn't actually play like 3 online almost at all. I actually didn't really get into playing Halo Online until Reach, and because I played like a bit on Halo 3, but I never really got into it. It was always just one of those things like, oh, people are online, and we all have Halo 3, so I guess we'll play Halo 3 for a little bit. But, I don't even think because I didn't have Halo 3 when it came out, so I didn't have it for a while after that. But I eventually got it. I kind of don't really like 3 compared to the other ones. Like, I like 2 a lot more. And 2 is kind of like the black sheep of the series a bit. And I know I'm probably really biased because that's like the first Halo game I played a bunch. But that was like the one that I think I had the most fun with in multiplayer. Just because it didn't have all of the extra concepts like items and abilities and everything like that. And it was just kind of like, you were just your little Spartan dude or your elite, and you shot people in multiplayer, and that was pretty much it. And then it also...
But you could dual wield.
But then they also had, like, a billion maps. And I think Halo 2 was probably, like, the height of having a lot of really, really good maps. Because, like, half the maps in Halo 2 were totally awesome. And then, as time went on, like, I kind of liked them less and less in the new ones. And they kept having fewer and fewer of them. Like, Reach was kind of pathetic in that regard. Like, Reach barely had any maps when that came out.
Yeah, like the initial pack that came with the game when you went online. Yeah, it was a small roster.
Yeah, because Reach had, like, something like, 10, 12? It had, like, 10 or 12, and a lot of those were, like, for specific game modes.
Right, and, even of those 10, like Halo does, or Bungie, I guess would be more appropriate, some of those are recycled from previous Halo games. So, but anyway, back to Halo 3 though. So like I didn't play it to the point of like unlocking all the cool armor because Halo 3, that's when they introduced like the different types of armor for different parts of your suit you could get. Actually, a good friend of ours downloaded my gamer tag to his Xbox and unlocked a bunch of stuff for me without really telling me that's what he was doing. Because like all I wanted was that samurai sword you can get.
Yeah.
And I know. Or I knew at the time I wasn't going to be able to unlock it just authentically.
I can't. How did you unlock that? I don't even remember how you unlocked that. Because I remember
I
remember how you unlocked the actual armor. Because the thing was, that's Hayabusa armor is the samurai-looking armor, and the thing that was kind of annoying and kind of nice about Hayabusa armor was that that's what you unlocked by getting a bunch of skulls in the main campaign. So you didn't actually have to play multiplayer to get Hayabusa armor. But it looked really cool, so it was super, super popular in multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, you see, that if that's right, then my memory is serving me correctly then, because well, like with Halo, I love the online. Like, the campaign, it's okay. I'll run through it once, but then all I want to do is just play online.
Yeah.
So, like, with the skulls, collecting the skulls in order to unlock the Hayabusa armor, if that is correct, then that would make sense, because I was not, like, a huge fan of the campaign. The storyline, to me, was just kind of like, whatever. There's a storyline there just to make an excuse for me to run around and shoot. So, that's probably why I didn't want to invest the time in unlocking the skulls, was because I would have to run through campaign mode to do that.
Yeah.
So, which I'm not knocking the story. I mean, I know what the story is, and in and of itself, it's a great story, but I'm just, I mean, with a first-person shooter, sometimes it's like, I don't really care.
I don't know. I think you're being pretty generous with the story. Like, it doesn't suck, but it's basically just there to facilitate while you're shooting a bunch of aliens.
Okay, maybe I should be more appropriate. The Halo universe is like a cool universe.
Yeah.
And maybe the story could have been stronger, but I mean, there's some things in it that I like.
Yeah, there's a few nice touches, but I'd say it's a pretty typical, like, sci-fi-ish universe. And I don't know, a lot of people really like Master Chief, but Master Chief is pretty freaking generic in terms of, like, space heroes. Quiet, badass, like, is good at everything. Like, from what I understand, some of the supplemental stuff that is not in the games makes him a bit more interesting and gives him more of a personality beyond, like, shoot aliens dead. But the actual games, it's just kind of like, you are Master Chief and you shoot guys, and that is your entire character. But anyway, so yeah, Halo 3. I liked it well enough. I didn't like it as much as 2, and I didn't really like it as much as Reach. It kind of felt like it was halfway between the two, where it didn't really have the ability thing totally fleshed out yet, but it wasn't, like, just as fun of run and gun as 2 was. And even Reach is kind of, like, questionable. Armor Lock was super overpowered in Reach. But so yeah, Halo 3, it's a game that you could play. I kind of hope it maybe gets a PC port at some point. That'd kind of be neat.
If you're going to play Halo 3, you might as well just play Halo Reach, because it's like Halo 3 with a little bit of extra content.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, as far as, like, online multiplayer, but if you're looking for, like, campaign purposes or storyline purposes, I guess I would be indifferent there, because I don't care about the storyline.
And the multiplayer communities, because I did play this last week here, and the multiplayer community is dead in Halo 3 Online right now. It was taking me, like, 10 minutes to find a game. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those multiplayer communities where it's super, super insular now. So, like, the only people playing are, like, either new players who have never played before or people who have been Halo 3ing since Halo 3 came out and are, like, untouchable.
Well, see, that's the nature of the beast, though, is when you have a series and it comes out, like the numerical order, essentially it's, number 2 is just a build-up of number 1. Number 3 is a build-up from number 2. So it's pretty much just like, hey, we're all moving to the next neighborhood. Like, we're all just shifting over one. And some people like to stay in their little niche, but, that's the kind of position I'm in. It's like, why stay there when the game that came out after it is just basically a step up from that?
It's the same thing in a step up. So yeah, Halo 3, it's a game. You can play it. I don't think it's free anymore. It was free at one point, but it was an excuse to talk about Halo. So Halo 3, final rating, is a game that you can play on the Xbox 360.
Finish the fight.
Gain the lead. Gain the lead. 5 minutes remaining. One minute remaining. Seconds remaining. Seconds remaining.